He was on the stage with somebody else. I don't know, maybe it was his agent, I don't know. And they were analysing every microsecond, every nanosecond of what he'd just done. Could that have been a little bit longer? Could that have been shorter? Should I have put that? And I just sat there, gobsmacked. Because you know what? That's what a professional speaker does. Your keynote is honed to the nanosecond, and don't even think about it not being.
Oh, Roger's always good value. I've had the privilege of hearing him speak before for much longer. I think, again, it's about, Roger was speaking about being professional as a professional speaker, and then he had to handle a major technical glitch, and he did it really professionally. So again, it's like when somebody does the thing they're talking about rather than just speaking about it, that's what helps it to land, isn't it? So, it's a great example of nothing ever really goes wrong. It's how you use it that counts.
Roger showed the professionalism in the end of when your IT goes, okay, eventually, possibly took slightly too long to say, forget the slides, but actually showed the professionalism at the end of saying, okay, let's forget the slides and get on with it. And I think that, let alone the content, which was excellent anyway, and I've heard Roger a few times, just to see how he recovered from no IT, at least in the PSA, is a friendly audience. That must be a nightmare if it happens somewhere else.
Well, there are two speakers today that really stand out in my mind from this morning. The first was Roger Harrop, who spoke to us about how to craft a keynote speech, and he was talking about keynote speeches being timed almost to the second and very carefully rehearsed and very carefully thought about.
Roger. I love Roger. I did meet him earlier and said how much I loved his shirt. I love his personality, and it very much comes across when he's on stage. There was a technical hitch, and even the IT people couldn't sort it out. So it was a little irritating for him, but he just carried on like a trooper. And it was interesting because his presentation was about delivering keynotes. So the way that he started was one of his own keynotes, the beginning, and the way he finished the presentation was the end of his keynote. But all the bit in between, the fact that you do have technical hitches and what you need to do, and his key message was about being professional at all times.
In each and every case is by doing showcases. Speaking for free, or to be honest, for expenses, for no fee. Speaking for expenses only, that's the way I've done it. So you need a carefully crafted magic keynote. It's got to stand on its own, 30 minutes or 45 minutes. The most important part of it is the first 15 seconds. That has got to be intriguing. It's got to make people want to hear the rest. There is nothing more important than those first 15 seconds. The other thing that's important, of course, are the last 15 seconds, and there must be takeaways. This is not an indulgence of you. This is because this is for them to get 2, possibly 3 takeaways. That's it. One of the acid tests for a speaker as opposed to a lecturer is at the end, they should know more about us personally than they did before.